Welcome in, belly up, have a seat, and grab a drink as we talk some Wingman fantasy football. Welcome into another edition of Wingman Fantasy Football, the League Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Furley, and as always, I'd like to thank all of you, or any of you who may be watching or listening to this show. This is episode 55, week 5 ins and outs. And before we get into the news of the day, let's make sure that everybody is in the room.
Wingmen assemble!
All right, now that everybody is here, let's get right into the player news today. All right, a friendly reminder that we have 4 teams on bye this week, so anyone on these teams will not be playing today. So check your lineups accordingly. We have Cleveland is off, the LA Chargers are not playing, Seattle Seahawks have a bye, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers are taking a break. As for player transactions and status reports, we have Jamal Williams, New Orleans Saints running back, is still in the IR and has 2 weeks left to go. Deontay Johnson, this is his last week that he'll need to sit out. He may be able to return next week. Cooper Kupp is making his season debut. They took our jobs and he put him right into his lineup up against Amazing Spidey. And Jonathan Taylor for the Indianapolis Colts signs a 3-year extension, and he is also being activated by the Colts today for his first game of the season. And Jameson Williams, who was on the suspended list, is now going to be active for the Lions, and the Lions put him right into his lineup as all of his other Lions are hurt. As for players that are out today, Saquon Barkley needs 1 more week to get healthy. Jahmyr Gibbs is not going to play today. Elijah Mitchell's not going to play. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Sun God, is missing today's game. Salvon Ahmed for the Miami Dolphins is also going to miss today. And Treylon Burks, second-year receiver for the Tennessee Titans, is going to miss today's game. As for other players that are questionable, we have T. Higgins is questionable with his fractured ribs, although he is trending towards not playing. Javonte Williams is going to give it a go during the warm-ups to test his quad and see how he's going. So he's truly a game-time decision. And we have a couple players on Monday night who are questionable, Aaron Jones and Devontae Adams. And if I had to guess, I would say Aaron Jones is on the negative side of this questionable, although still may play. And Devontae Adams is on the positive side of the questionable tag and still may not play. As for players that are in today, let's get some better news. Zay Jones makes his return for the Jacksonville Jaguars in his game in London. Ramondre Stevenson is going to play for the New England Patriots. Odell Beckham Jr. is back for Baltimore. Jimmy Garoppolo has now cleared the concussion protocol and going to play for Vegas on Monday night. Derek Carr, of course, with his strained AC joint, is going to play for the New Orleans Saints. Kenny Pickett, despite a banged-up knee, is going to play today. Joe Burrow is not on the injury report, and he is expected to play. And Josh Reynolds is active today as well. Deebo Samuels has no injury designation, but he is listed as less than 100%, so he may miss today's game. All right, it's not a new segment. We did it once before, but we got some new imaging for our tips and tricks. Tips and tricks.
Or quirks for jerks.
All right, guys. So the one tip I actually wasn't planning on talking about, but I noticed today as I was moving Jonathan Taylor into the active bench and moving Kyler Murray into my IR spot, for some reason, Yahoo lets you make an error on purpose, and then it tells you that you've made the error. So I thought it was just going to do a swap from Kyler Murray into the IR at the same time moving Jonathan Taylor out of the IR to the active bench. But instead, it let me put Kyler Murray into a second IR spot. And then for a moment, I said, okay. And it showed that I had 2 IRs and just had an error message. You have too many people in your IR spot. So then I fixed it. So I don't want anyone taking advantage of that. If I see anyone with 2 IR spots during gameplay or for more than, a half of an afternoon or something, I'm going to have to send you a text or something. So don't abuse that. But that just means that you have a little leeway while you're making these moves. You can do an illegal lineup for a few minutes while you're setting your appropriate benches. So keep that in mind. All right, guys, with that being said, do not forget that we are most likely not going to have a show this coming Thursday, and we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn Radio. Just search Wingman the League on those platforms to find our show. Also, you can find all of our content on wingmanentertainment.net at /WFF, Game Day, or podcasts. Let's see what else we have here today. I think that's about. Oh, yeah, that's right. Don't forget, we're going to have our first live audience event on October 21st at approximately 5:45 at the Furley House Oktoberfest Beer Garden tent. So feel free to show up for that. Show some support. It's no fee to join us here. We're still waiting on Calvin Ridley to get his 65 points to help take down Kubert's Rage for Team B. He's got a little more to go. But with that being said, may your glass be full, your mug stay frosty, and we will see you next time.